Good to go.
All right.
We're here at the 2017 CSI National Championships. This is the 9-ball singles division. Rick Paulo and Jay Bryant.
This is in the gold division, correct?
Is it gold? I believe. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I know Rick. He's from Juneau, Alaska. I'm not sure where Jay's from. Known Rick for 30 years. Here with Sherry. This is our first match of the tournament.
Yeah, welcome in, everybody. I'm so excited. The BCAPL Nationals is underway.
Yep, these gentlemen are racing to 5, the 9-ball division.
Playing CSI rules here.
Yep.
It's alternating break.
Yes.
Rack your own.
Yes. Magic rack.
Magic rack is required. 3-foul rule is in effect.
Yes. And the 9-ball counts on the break, any pocket.
Any pocket, even the bottom 2.
Yep, good old-fashioned sloppy 9-ball. Rick's a pretty good player. I'm not sure about Jay.
Yeah, I don't have Fargo rates on them.
I think I'll just go on my phone and look it up.
Yeah, we can do that. We have the technology.
And Jay broke dry and didn't leave Rick much.
Yeah, he can see the edge of this one.
Yeah, he's either going to play a safe or a push out. Looks like he might be kicking at the ball.
No, there isn't a whole lot of place here for a safe, playing off of that because of where the 8 is.
I think what I might have done is push out and just push the cue ball off the cushion a little bit so you can get a bridge down. That's going to be ball in the hand for Jay.
Yep. This is we got 9-ball going on for the next 2 days, and then Scotch double starts.
Yep. Rick Paulo is a 598.
The 598.
That's pretty sporty.
That's a pretty good Fargo rate.
Yep. That's probably right at the higher edge of the gold division, I would think.
Yeah, it's was it 600 or 625 went to the platinum division.
And he might go a little far.
Is that going to get behind
he's
there?
okay.
He's perfect.
Yep.
Enough. He's got a shot where he can go to, cut the 3 in and bump off of the rail.
These tables, I was playing on them last night. They play really fast, so you got to be careful with your cue ball.
Yeah. See, I think I would want the other angle on the 4.
Yeah.
So that, because I don't like sliding off. That 5's pretty big here. If you hit it, you could end up in big trouble.
He might be able to draw out of it over to the left.
Yeah. If he can slide off of it, he should be okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully he won't. So that's what I was afraid of.
Ball.
Hitting the 5.
Yeah, sometimes you're worried so much about the cue ball that you forget to shoot the shot.
Yeah, you have to execute the shot first. Absolutely.
Jay Bryant. I think nerves might have had a little bit to do with it. First game of the tournament, you're on the stream table.
Yeah. Welcome to it. He's got a nice shot to start with here. I'm going to back cut this 4 a little bit. Cue ball probably come out over by the 9-6. And he doesn't want to get behind it, though.
Nope, and he did.
Oh, no.
I just looked Jay up on Fargo rate, and if it's a correct Jay Bryant, he's a 390, so.
That's a pretty big difference in players.
That'd make Rick a big favorite.
So they're doing, it's even races throughout this.
Right. Yep, you're in a division, and then in that division, you're all playing even.
Now for the 8-ball, are they doing the handicaps with the Fargo for the 8-ball?
No, it's the same thing. You just put in the appropriate division, and you're playing even.
Almost made that jump shot.
Got over the ball, nice.
Hit a little fat. It's going to end up safe behind this 8.
Just rolled past. You can see it.
Looks like it might have just snuck out there.
Well, Jay's got to feel a little fortunate that he got back to the table here.
Yeah.
Well, he left himself tough on the 6.
Yeah, that's have to maybe bank the 6 back up table and leave the cue ball in on the rail behind the 9 if you can. You should be able to hit it pretty straight and get the cue ball out of the way just barely off of center. Or try and drag it behind the 8 and bank it the other way.
Yeah. Well, look
made
at
the
this.
9, or
Look
just-
at this. Well, it counts.
It counts. He
It
wasn't
is not a
playing
call shot game, so Jay Bryant draws first blood, 1-0 in a race to 5, and it is alternate break, so it's Rick's break.
Jay. 1-0. And they also got, what do we got going on over at Criff's? The end of the 10 ball.
Yeah, they're down to, I don't know, either 8 or 12 players over there in the U.S. Open 10 ball.
They're down to the final 4 on the winner's side, so it's probably 8 that they're down, because I know
Yeah,
I think there was 4 on the loser's side, or maybe 8. I looked at it this morning to see who all was still in it and playing. And then later on this week, we'll have CSI setting up next to us.
Yeah, they'll actually probably be over here setting up after the 10 ball finishes later today, this evening sometime. And then we'll have the 9 ball challenge starting tomorrow on the CSI stream. And we'll probably get some of those matches over here as well.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
So you get to see the pros play on the 7-foot tables. They filled the field over there at Griff's for the U.S. Open 10 ball and the 9-footers. So we expect most of those world-class players are going to be over here playing tomorrow.
I imagine I would be. I mean, you're in town, right?
Well, yeah, and they have the U.S. Open 8 ball at the end of this event. So they've got U.S. Open 10 ball, then they got 3 events here. They can play in the 9-ball challenge, 10-ball challenge, and 8-ball challenge. Then they go back over to Griff's for the U.S. Open 8 ball. So that's 5 events they could play in one shot.
Yeah, and they all just got done. A lot of them just got done with the West Coast Swing.
Yeah, they were over in California, which they had, 3 events there or something they could play in? 3 or 4 back-to-back?
Well, it was the Cole Dixon, and then they had the pro one, and then they had the 9-ball tournament. I think there was another one.
They had one pocket as well.
Yeah, the one pocket.
And in addition to that, they had Dennis Arculio playing
Tony Chohan, T-Rex.
Race to 40 in one pocket.
That was an amazing match.
With 100,000 in the middle.
Yeah, it was an amazing match. I watched most of it.
I did too. I watched a real big part of it.
Well, does he got a? Can't tell if there's room here to shoot this to.
I don't know if he can make it. He can see it.
They can bank it out of their 2 rails and bring the cue ball in back behind the 7, or just even stop it right there.
If he can't see enough of it to make it, he's got a pretty easy safe there.
And I mean, even if you can make it, getting to where the 3 is, you have to miss the 8, miss the 4 to get on the 3.
Ooh, bad hit.
A bad hit.
Yep.
Ball in hand.
Yep. Yeah, he couldn't see. He should have played a safe there.
Yeah, he was trying to squirt around it.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, and the ball just did not squirt out at all for him. It's, sometimes you just got to take what the table gives you, and if that's a shot at a safety, then, it's what it is. So many times we get caught up in the we have to run out or we want to, and I say I like this shot here, getting on this side of the 3. It's going to take him off of the rail for the 4, letting him cue at the ball.
Yeah, he's got a couple options. He could go forward and shoot the 4 ball in this corner. This end of the table looks like he's going to try to. Well, the position on the 5 is tough here.
Yeah, almost center that, just to, maybe even just draw that just an
inch or 2, and he'll have a shot at the 5. If he tries to do anything fancy, he's going to get in trouble.
Yeah, you want to hit that gap between the 9
and 6. It looks like he's cueing high, so I'm not sure. Maybe he's coming.
Oh, yeah, he was coming all the way down
He's
for it.
trying to cheat the side pocket there.
These are diamond tables. They don't like to be cheated.
No.
Yeah, and playing with the Cyclop balls, if people who have never played with them, these balls they spin a lot easier. You can do all that spinning that you're used to doing out at the edge of the cue ball from the middle of the cue ball with these balls, because the density of them, people don't understand why. It's the density of them is more precise throughout, more even.
Yeah.
The size of the balls are more even, but it comes down to the density of it, the way it is. And I love the way they play.
I like them too. Like, you hear people complaining, but I think it's more just because they're not used to them. They complain about the colors, but
I had problems with the first 9-ball tournament I played. My husband says, Sherry, the 6-ball is still green.
Yeah. At first, it's a little strange, but once you get used to it, now I think players are getting used to it to where you go back to the old ones are a little odd, the old colors.
Yeah, that's a nice shot. Come out 2 rails.
Oop.
Is it going on the side? Oh, no. Oh,
Ooh.
Nowhere close.
Yep.
So I hear you retired.
I retired from CSI almost 2 years ago. I still do a few events. I work Derby City. I've been on staff there for 12 or 13 years. Still come here. Last year I came here and worked a pro arena when they had the U.S. Opens here on the 7-foot tables. And this year I'm here commentating for BadBoys.
Yeah, me too.
And I work with BadBoys at the Southwest Regional, which is only about 40 minutes from my house.
Yeah.
Where I live in Chandler, so that's convenient.
Yeah.
And I still do the U.S. bar table here in Vegas.
Yeah, and that is going to be after the Moscone Cup this year.
Right at the week right after in December. I think the Moscone's the 4th to the 7th or 8th, and then it's the bar table, which is a fun event.
If you're looking to come to the USBTC, you should come a week early and check out cheer for Team USA.
Yep.
Oh, this nice little run out here that Jay. That's not Jay. Rick.
That's Rick. Yeah.
Rick's got going here. Was his Fargo? Was it established? That 390 or whatever it was. Was it established?
I'm not. Let me look that up again and see how many games they have in. Because what do they figure? 200 games
200
to be,
or 250. He's scratching, and you have to make him shoot this.
Yeah, the rule is that you cannot concede, but it looks like he is conceding.
Yeah, it's CSI rules. It's penalty. It can be a penalty by losing a game. Doing this, the first time is a warning, and second one is you lose that game plus you lose a game.
Plus another one, yes.
You lose a game off of your score.
Yep.
So don't concede games, guys. I mean, it's very rarely you see somebody, but they can't. They get up there, they miscue, whatever. They think they've lost the game.
Right.
Nerves are going, whatever. They miscue, they miss the ball, they rattle it. You never know what's going to happen. So let them shoot it just for your own good.
Well, and on the stream, especially on the stream, I think Jay has 94 games, so he's not totally established.
He probably started with the 425 Fargo rate, maybe, or even lower. Some of them were starting them at like 300. Some of the places around the country were. I know we started everybody at the 425 out in Michigan, unless they were a better player.
Well, yeah, if you know what their ability is, you can adjust it.
Yeah. Well, we got a dry break here.
Yep. Okay, Rick Paulo has 142 games, so he's not established yet either.
Yeah. Hey, I want to know what your Fargo rate is. You can go check it, or somebody else.
Yeah, just go to fargorate.com. Well, Rick is a higher rated player here, and he's made a couple mistakes. Well, Jay, kind of slopped the 9-ball in the first game, and then Rick made a fairly nice run out, and he missed the 9-ball and scratched, which gave Jay the game.
And it's a short race to 5. That's big.
Yes, it is. Yeah,
alternate break, you're guaranteed your opponent's getting to the table. Watch out for the 9 here. Kick to the side rail. If he hits this one,
get a solid kick on that 1 ball. And, well, if he goes to the side rail, he's got a chance to move the 9. If he goes to the end rail, it's probably not going to do anything.
The end rail looks almost like a sellout because of where the 5 is. You got to hit it hard.
Yeah.
Because the 5 is going to stop everything from moving.
Yeah. You go the other way, something could happen good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one thing, some of my coaches, they say, it's like, did he hit the 9?
I think it was a good hit. It was pretty close.
Yeah. But one of my some of my coaches, they always taught me when you're kicking, look to see which way better things can happen for you if you have multiple ways to kick.
Yep. And always kick with a purpose.
Yeah.
Your plan isn't always going to work, but sometimes it will, and it'll win you a game.
Yeah, don't kick just, right here is where it takes to hit the ball. What side of the ball do you want to hit?
Yeah.
And why?
Always have a plan.
Man, that 8-ball, it actually makes this pocket a little bit bigger because if he overcuts it, the ball will still go in.
Yeah.
You can hit it to which for this shot would be the pro side of the pocket, just like that. Rubs it, and it goes in anyway.
Yeah, these balls are laying pretty good.
Man, just got to get good angle on the 5 so you can either roll forward and shoot the 6 in the corner or in the other side pocket. And he may end up having, whoever combination on the 7-8.
I'm surprised he rolled far up like that.
Yeah. Well, and if with the angle you got there, it might have been better to go to the rail and come back out a little bit. But he does have angle now where he's going to be going back and forth. And, actually, if he ends up almost where he is right now
That'd
for
be
the
good.
5.
Yeah. He's got to be careful coming off the first cushion because that side pocket's pretty big when your cue ball's traveling towards it.
Yeah.
And these tables play fast.
Yeah, you're out here in the desert, which is normally dry heat. We've got flash flood warnings going on today.
It's humid right now.
Yeah, so the tables are actually probably playing a little bit slower than they would normally would.
Yeah.
That dampness slows it down, so when the storm gets out of here, the air conditioner going, you're in the desert, and it can be like playing on glass.
Yep.
Just let it float back across to where it was.
Yep, that's...
I think he's going to have to shoot it in the side and maybe run into the 6 now.
Yeah.
You don't want to be shooting that ball in the corner.
Yeah, depending on where he cues the cue ball, he might pull away from that 6 and maybe hit the 7. Hard to say.
Yeah, it looks like it with the cut that it's if he hits it with either center or high that it's going to go straight at the 6.
Right
maybe.
into the 6, yeah.
He looks like he's jacking up on it. He's trying to do something with the cue ball.
Well, now he's got a problem.
Yeah.
Yep, the angle's no good for the bank in the side.
To rail it to the end rail and put the cue ball back over behind the 7.
Yep. He could do that or bank it to the corner and bring the cue ball underneath the 7. And
yeah, just in case.
Yeah, the angle's funny for the side bank. You can't bank it straight in. You might cross over, but it'll come short, I think. So I don't think the bank in the side's an option at all.
Yeah, no, it'd be a double kiss.
It's not far enough up to cross over, so.
Yeah, he can't cross it.
No.
He needed to be closer to the ball or further away from the ball to get across on it.
He played the safe like you said, the first, so that's a really good save.
That ended up, yeah, that's real nice. The 6 ball here is bigger if you can kick 2 rails.
2 rails is the way to go.
And behind it. And I don't know if he can. Let's see what this. the overhead, it looks like he might be able to. He's not he's far enough away that he's got room to probably kick down table to come in 2 rails behind that.
It's a new feature that BadBoys has now. They got the overhead camera.
Yeah,
to where you can look at the angles when you're not sure.
Yeah, we can even zoom in on it.
Jeremy's might have to adjust the color a little bit.
Yeah, it does look like the color needs adjusting. He went rail straight at it, made it
Yeah,
hole.
made
Look
it.
at that.
Yep.
Nice shot.
Now he's got the 7-8 combo. 8 ball's fairly close to the pocket, so it shouldn't be a problem. Just pocket speed, and the 7 will stay right there, just like that.
Yeah, you hit it easy. It opens up the throat of that pocket too, with the diamonds with their deep shelves. You know, the easier you hit it, the more accepting it is. And you want to hit this one to get down there.
Yep. He's all right.
Yeah. A little bit of an angle, but no hill for a climber.
I choose to go 2 rails on those shots. It just seems to be more controllable to me. But and he made it 3-0 for Jay.
Yeah.
And Rick needs to get busy.
Yeah, he doesn't have much time left here with this match. Looking for something to do in the Northwest.
Oh, that's the new tournament coming up.
This is the new tournament coming up. They had the 9-ball championship there in February or January of this year. No, table 4. Keep clicking on the wrong table. Yep, they're looking at having 2 a year, right before the
they've Western
got
BCA?
Yeah, they've got them all. It would be February. It's September and February is what they're looking at.
Well, being behind 3-0 in a race to 5 at alternate break, it's Rick's break, and I would venture to say this is a must-win game for Rick.
Yes, it is.
You don't want to be down 4-0.
That game when you'd love to see 9-ball go rocking it into the hole on the break, right?
Yeah. Well, they made a ball on the break, but not much of a shot at the 1. Not even sure he can see it.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it. It looks like he is frozen to the side of this 1 ball.
I think the thing to do is to push out and at least leave a piece of the ball.
Yeah, so...
And in the first game, he had a similar situation where he chose to kick at the ball and he made a bad hit.
What if you just push up at the 9-ball and let him see the edge of the 1?
That's what I'm thinking, yeah. Just leave an edge.
Yeah.
And if you get it passed back to you, well, at least you got the edge. You can play it safe. Yeah.
You're thin off of it. And yeah, that's one of the rules we didn't mention. Push out. There is a push out after the break in this 9-ball rules.
Oh, it looks like he's kicking at it.
He's kicking again.
And it cost him the first game.
Oh, I didn't get the... After this match, I'm going to have to get the boards up.
What are you doing with those boards? Are they going in the arena?
They're going in the arena behind the tables. Those are sponsor boards.
Yeah. Oh, good shot.
Nice shot.
Good shot. And he's
got a shot.
It looks like it.
Yeah, it looks like he's got a shot on the 3, and he's got angle to get down table.
Yep.
If he can cue into this, I think I like just a little bit of center ball with a little bit of a punch to slide off of it. So, you know, maybe buy this right-hand side pocket some for the 4. Because if he shoots it straight, that 6'9" is pretty big.
Angle's a little steep, though. He might not be able to hold that cue ball. But if he's going to try to go forward to the rail and to the other end of the table, he needs to spin it so he avoids the side pocket on the side of the table he's at.
He's got to miss the 6 and the side.
Oh,
and
he hit that really nicely.
That was a really nice shot.
Went short of the side there. Good. He's got a little angle so he can get on the 5. It's in pretty good shape here.
Yeah, he'd like to be up above the side pocket, kind of. You want him? He wants angle on the 5. I don't know if the 6. Actually, it looks like the 6 does pass the 8.
It may pass the 8. Yeah.
So if he comes up under it, he's fine too.
Well, he's got enough angle now that he could pop over to the other side if he chooses to.
Yeah, it'd be really hard to hold it up to stay on this side of the 6. So he, that completely takes that does it pass out of the equation. You just shoot it in the other hole. How do you feel about shooting balls that are sitting on the magic rack?
He hit that nice.
That was perfect. Speed.
I don't have a big problem with it, but if you're able to move it, I move it.
Yeah, it looks like it's sitting right in the hole for the.
It doesn't usually affect the path of the ball too much, but it can. And mentally, it can affect you too.
Yeah, well, and it's a faster pace. It doesn't hit. But if you're trying to slow roll that ball, it can kind of roll out as it comes out of.
Right.
Because it does look like it's sitting in the head ball.
If it's sitting in one of those holes, then yeah, definitely on a slow roll, it can affect it. So when able to move it, I'd prefer to have it moved. I'd probably call a ref over.
Yeah,
there comes a ref, as a matter of fact.
There comes a ref. He's going to be removing it. Do they all have those little ball spotter things in their pockets?
They're supposed to.
I love those things.
That's part of a standard referee equipment is to have a ball marker. I always carry 2. For a situation like this, if you got 2 balls on the rack, you can mark them both.
Yeah. Pick up the, move the 9 and the 6. It looks like he's trying to slide it out of the 9. Okay. He's having to put the 6 back. He's only got 1 ball marker.
Oh, yeah, you got the overhead
there. You can
there.
see it on the other camera.
Now sometimes you can call another ref over to help you if you got multiple balls to move.
Yeah, and the 1/8 of a millimeter that it may end up moving isn't nearly that big of a deal.
Yeah. Yeah, you can just.
Is it not coming through audio? No, I just didn't know if you had any audio going. I don't know. Well, yeah, we're commentating the match.
Online,
so it's online. Yeah.
Okay, I don't know if it's actually on. I didn't know where they were going.
Yeah, if it's when I have it on up here, it's supposed to be going to the hotel rooms, right?
Yeah.
Is it not going?
No, the video is there.
Yeah.
They just don't hear the guy's 10
Oh.
right now. He doesn't have the audio, so I just want to know.
Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't aware that we were streaming to the hotel rooms as well.
We are streaming to the hotel channel here.
Nice.
So you can watch in your hotel.
Do you know what channel it is?
No, I don't. I think it's the regular one of the hotel. You know how they have their what's going on in the hotel?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'll have to check that out later and see if it's working. Oh, Rick chose to go cross table. I might have just rolled it a little slower and stayed on that side of the 9, but he's okay here. Just gently roll it in. Okay, Rick's on the board.
Yeah, Rick gets a game.
3-1.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure. I think it's Jay's break. It is. 3-1 in a race to 5. This is our opening match of the 2017 Q Sports International National Championships. This is the BCA Pool League 9-ball division, singles. And we'll be here all day and into the night, I'm sure.
This is what you're missing out on.
Nice graphics.
Yeah, Rick's done a nice job with this. He goes and he messes with them and then he puts them up. What do you think?
Okay, we're
There we
ready to
Got
go
the
with
balls racked.
game number 5 in a race to 5. Jay Bryant is ahead of Rick Paulo 3-1, and Jay's breaking. He made a ball on the break, and he's not going to have a shot on the 1.
Nope, hooked again.
That happens a lot in 9-ball if you let the cue ball leak forward, because the 1 always goes to the other end of the table if it doesn't go in the side pocket.
Yeah. And
You know what ideally you want to pop the cue ball back to the middle of the table, and then you're almost guaranteed a shot on the 1.
Yeah, you're chasing the 1 ball off of the break normally, unless you're playing the 1 in the side with a side break.
Yep. I just got a text from my wife, Glenna, back in Chandler, Arizona. She's watching the stream. It's coming through fine.
That's good to hear.
So we're working.
Yay. My even when I put it way up to my mouth, I'm watching the bar go. Yours seems to be coming through stronger than mine. And he kicked instead of a push out. And he made a good hit, but he's left the 1, pretty nice shot here for Rick to get started with.
Yep.
Coming to you live from the Rio All Suites, Las Vegas, Nevada. What year number is, and how many years has this been going on? What number is this, do you know, for nationals?
Well, if you want to go back to the BCA Trade Organization, who used to have the leagues, gosh, I think it was in 79 or something like that.
Wow.
It's like 41 or 42 years or something in that neighborhood. And Mark Griffin purchased the leagues from the BCA in 2004. So Q Sports International has been running the nationals since the first 9-ball championships were in 2004.
So it was 13 years.
That was at the Plaza Hotel here in Las Vegas, and then 2005 was Q Sports' first 8-ball nationals,
At the Riviera.
which we were at the Riviera, and I'm not really sure, but we've been here at the Rio for
3 years now, I think.
3 or 4. Is it 3?
3. No, Rick said this was 5 years.
Oh, this is the 5th year?
Because he said he told him it would be 5 years before the numbers started to rebound.
Okay, well, yeah.
From the move, and this was year number 5.
Yep.
He's
So
good.
this is, let's see, 2005 was my first 8-ball national. 2004 was, my wife and I came to Vegas with Mark Griffin when he moved offices here, and so we're here since day 1. I'm now retired, but
Yeah.
so this is actually my 12th or 13th 8-ball nationals that I've been at. Yeah.
Well, Rick's played a little safe there.
Yep.
Jay's got, can't tell if he can.
I don't think he can see
I don't
it.
think he can see it. He's got a pretty easy kick, and
Yeah.
if you try to do like a kick and stick here, I think the cue ball would actually maybe even slide up a little behind the 8.
You've got to hit the 3-ball almost perfectly to stick that cue ball, though.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
you're
it's
going to
got to
want
catch it full.
and you got to hit, a draw,
Yeah.
a draw stroke on the cue ball, and it can. If you hit it full, it'll stop. Well, had the right idea.
Yeah, just hit it too hard there.
Yep.
And it's like he didn't have enough bottom on it.
Right.
Because the ball continued to go
Yeah.
forward after he hit it.
Yep. Because if you hit that ball, you're kicking it solid right in the middle. You can stick that cue ball right there.
Yeah, here's cut the 3 to the side
Mhm.
pocket. Cue ball come around 3 rails around the 9 ball and probably back to about where he is would be just about perfect for the 4.
Yeah, and he can get there. He's got enough angle on the 3-ball to where the cue ball won't go to the corner pocket. It'll
Yeah.
go about a diamond short of that or so.
And that looks like good angle to miss the 9 and,
And come up table here.
And he could even draw off of this. He's not going to. But, oh, no, there's
Ooh,
the 9
he
got
hit the
huge.
9. He needed to spin that a little bit.
Yeah, I was wondering maybe if he drew off of it where
Yeah.
he could draw past the 9 and straight back up table, too. Taking the 9 completely out of play.
Yep, now he's kicking.
Hey, kick to the end rail, come back, try to, if you kick past the 5 and
That's tough.
shorten it up a little, you'd have to use some left-hand angles to shorten it back up.
Yeah, that's a tough shot.
Yeah.
If he goes to the side rail, then he's only got part of the 4 ball to.
Yeah.
So he has to avoid that 6. So
Yeah.
either way, it's
what
tough.
about 2 rails? Can you spin 2 rails out of this bottom corner?
You know,
at the
yeah,
4?
he might be able to do that past the 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might be the best way. Because you're not kicking at the full 4 ball if you go to the side rail or the end rail.
Yeah, he's that 5
You
has
got to
part of
spin
it.
2, and then you can hit the 4. The entire, you get a bigger margin for error.
It looks like he's going
Well,
straight at it,
he
1 rail,
is, yep.
and he missed it. Yep. It actually looked like he had
That's-
right English on it instead of left to straighten it up.
Yeah.
All right, here's a opening for Jay to get on the hill. Start with ball in hand. Just put that 4 in the side. Let's see. I think I like it going to the other.
I'd go to the other side, yeah.
Yeah.
And then just roll forward a little bit, and you're straight in on the corner with the 5.
Yeah, this one you have to have more. They're shooting it this way. It's more speed control.
Yep.
Because you have to let the cue, but he's still going to go forward unless he pops it back a little bit.
Right in the center, so
Yeah, he was sliding off of it at it.
well, it worked, but
Yeah, well, and being up there, it's easier to see the angles and everything that they have. And back here, it's.
well, I play perfect pool from this chair.
I have never missed a ball from over here. And a lot of times they even shoot my shots.
Yeah. Ooh, we missed the 6.
Oh, no. That's a big opening.
Yeah. Yep, he's going to land pretty good on this 8 ball.
He's going to come around perfect, and he needs this.
Probably has a little bit more angle than he'd like, but it's still, he can just cut it in with a center ball. Don't have to hit it that hard because you're cutting the ball pretty thin. Just go back up to the end rail and back to the middle of the table.
All right. Apparently we have an echo. And I'll have to get Jeremy to take care of that. When I go to the overhead view, we're having an echo.
He's shooting it left-handed.
And I thought it was in. That was nice speed too.
Yep.
Hit it hard enough to go. A lot of people with those shots too, they will try and stop on the way down for the 9 ball.
Yeah.
And then you end up on the end rail.
Yeah, table's too fast for that.
Yeah. Play it for
Yep.
hitting the rail and bouncing back up. Then you've got a little more room for error there.
Yep. Now all Jay has to do here is concentrate on pocketing the ball.
Yeah, it's automatic shot to the 9
Yep.
from there, and
Well,
he just barely hit it on the way in and then caught it on the way back out.
Yep. Well, if I was Rick, I'd just stop my cue ball and shoot the 9 in the corner. Don't have to try to do anything crazy.
Missed.
Well, he wanted to.
He's drawn it out.
Yep. Nothing wrong with that, but if I can hit a center ball and just stop my cue ball,
Yeah.
I'd rather do that.
Yeah, well, and it's a 7-foot table,
Yeah.
but if you don't play on bigger tables, this seems big to you. So you want to, if you play on the 9-foot tables, that stop shot's fine.
Yeah. Well, 3-2 now.
3-2.
Rick's coming back, and it's Rick's break. taking your break? Sure. It's your inning, right? Your break? Yeah. Your inning? Okay. Yeah, Rick's going to take a bathroom break, and it's his inning, so he can take a player break. You're allowed 1 5-minute break per match.
Yep.
And I think I'm going to jump out real quick on you and take a break myself.
Yeah, go right ahead. I'll be
Of course,
right here.
We have a staff room right back here that's got a restroom in it. I don't know if you were aware of it
Yes.
or not, but
I didn't know it had a bathroom, but I know there's a staff room back there.
It even has a shower. If you want to. So I will return very shortly.
Y'all want to see the room. Hopefully we won't get this echo again from our camera. See what's going on here in the room. Anybody's interested? Here is your room. Are we still not getting audio to the rooms?
Right. So. Could you do it? Could you have anybody anywhere that's in front of the screen that's supposed to have audio?
Computers are getting the audio. Guy sitting here, his wife said that it's coming through perfectly fine. Somebody said we had an echo when I used the overhead camera. So audio's going out on the internet, on the live stream, but for some reason not into you guys. Jeremy Jones is the one who would know what. He was, giving me a brief. Oh, why did that just go black? What just happened?
I don't know. I didn't touch it.
Somebody just turned on. Oh, I know what it is. It's because of the commercial ended. That's why. But yeah, he told me just push the button over here and it comes on, and with that on, that it's automatically going to the rooms. As long as I've got it up over here. Let's see.
I think I still have a monitor situation upstairs. I'm gonna go back up there, reconnect everything, and make sure I get audio out.
Okay.
Cool.
And I'll
Thank
check
you.
back with you guys shortly.
All right, thanks.
All right. Yeah, Jeremy's the only one that, he didn't tell me anything about the audio to it. He just said if this, if it's going and it's up there and everything, what's there is going to the rooms.
Well, we're still waiting for Rick's arrival. It's his break, 3-2. Jay Bryant ahead of Rick Paulo in a race to 5. Player break right now.
Yeah, everybody gets one. Unfortunately, the bathrooms for them are just outside the door here, too.
Yeah.
probably got time. I could go run over and put a couple of those sponsor cards out. But I don't have the, they're supposed to have racks to put things to hold them.
Yeah, they're here.
Oh, they did bring them.
Yeah, Linda brought them.
Okay.
Yeah, we've got some, if you're wondering what we're talking about, we got some sponsor boards to put out in the arena along the railing there. And they just arrived, so, or the stands for them just arrived.
Yeah, so we can get them out there.
Get them up pretty soon.
Yeah, after this match, or if they take another break, get it back up on, get them up there.
Yeah, I wonder if we got an 11 o'clock coming in. We might.
Let's see, and probably pull that up.
Well, Rick has arrived from his break, and he's breaking and trailing in the match 3-2 and a race to 5. Yeah, Rick's got to feel a lot better about things now since he was down 3-0.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if I can search by table number or not. I don't think so.
I don't either.
I know Bonnie can with their software. She can check it. So I have no clue what we got coming up.
Well, if we do have an 11 o'clock match here, it's going to be a little bit late.
Yeah.
Because we're there now.
Yeah, 10:58.
We're only at 3-2 here, so we got started a little bit late.
That's my fault.
Well,
that's okay.
Well, you arrived a little bit late to get things set up, but you were told wrong.
Yeah.
About what time the match started.
Yeah. Well. Let's see, it's nowhere near the rack.
It's amazing. Almost every break has been a hook situation.
And he's
and it
kicking.
looks like he's. Are they even aware of the push out? They've got to be.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm wondering, because this will be the third time somebody has kicked.
Well, it was a good hit, but
yeah.
I mean, he left a really good shot for Rick.
Yeah, that's the same thing that happened last game.
Yeah.
He kicked, hit the one, and left him out. Rick's got to be happy to be in this match.
Oh, yeah.
The way some of the things have been rolling.
Yep.
He's trying to figure out, what do we want to do with the 5? The 5,
Yeah.
It does go in the side.
Well, with the cue ball froze to the cushion, can he hit this soft enough to where he can keep the cue ball going forward too far for a shot on the 2, or is he going to have to try to juice it a little and go forward and go 2 rails and out so he can shoot the 2? Yep.
He's going to go 2 rails back out.
Yep.
And that's, that there's nothing wrong with this shot here. That's a whole lot better than you don't hit it hard enough.
Yeah.
And now you're cutting the 2 to the other corner. And
Well, the table's laying pretty good. He just wants to get on the 4 good so that he can get on the 5 good. Play the 5 to the side. If you can get on, it's almost natural now.
Yeah, in the air, it's just a center ball. Maybe even a little bit of
Yeah.
left-hand English just to check it up a little bit to make sure you don't end up too far over on the 4. It looks like about how he's hitting it.
Yep, that'll work. I think he's got it not quite straight in. He can go forward a little.
Yeah, go forward, go to the side rail and back out.
Maybe leave yourself just a little angle on the 5 so you can go to the side cushion and out for the 6.
Yeah.
They're laying pretty good.
Yeah, the 5, 6, 7, 8 being right there, and then 9 being up here by the corner. It's for a pool player, it's a pretty standard run.
Yeah. You're supposed to get out from here. Well, he's drawn his cue ball. Well, maybe not.
No, now he's going forward.
He was, when he first started lining it up, he was doing
Watch
it.
out, 8 ball. Look out, 8.
That'll probably still work, but man,
Yeah, he looks pretty straight in. Is he gonna have to jack up and pop it a little bit? So, because if you roll,
Possibly. If he's got any angle, he can go to the side cushion and out. But the way he's lining it up, it looks like he's pretty straight.
yeah, he's going to have to pop it out a little bit. And you only need a ½ inch.
Yeah, you don't need much at all. Even if you just stopped it, you'd be fine.
Yeah, but you would like to come out like 4 or 5 inches.
Well,
so
you
that
want to
can,
create an angle on the 6 to where it's going to be easier to get on the 7 for sure.
Yeah, and he hit the point of the side pocket.
Yep. That's both these guys are struggling for their first match of the tournament.
Yeah.
He got a little fortunate here that he left Jay a semi-tough shot on a 5.
Well, is Jay going to cut the 5 or is he going to bank it at the 9? I think
he's going to cut it.
Yeah.
Kind of jumped at it. He looks like he came out a little bit lucky though.
Okay, and here you could just bank the 5 to the, the cue ball. Use the 8 as a blocker.
Yeah.
Between
No,
the
I
5 and the
agree.
cue.
I agree.
Simple little touch shot.
Yep.
Don't have to try and get too fancy. I mean, he could probably bank the 5, pass the 8 into the corner, get on the 6. It looks like he
I'm
may.
not sure.
It might have just enough room. It's kind of hard.
I think you've got to play safe here though.
Yeah. Well, yeah. If you bank at it, you miss it. Your guy runs out. He's on the hill and he's breaking.
Yep.
I was thinking the other way, the 5 ball to the other side of it.
I don't know if he can make the 5, but he can see the 5.
Even if he can't make it in the side, he can try and cross bank it, cross side.
Yeah. You know what I think I'd do?
Bump it to the end rail.
I would just thin the 5 to the side rail and spin my cue ball down table and try to spin it over behind the 9.
Oh, that would be a nice shot, yeah.
That would work.
Yeah.
And even if you leave him to where he can see the 5, he might not have much of a shot, but
you could even bank the 5 to like the center of the end rail. I think he's got
he could
enough
do that
of it.
too, yeah.
And just put the cue ball right there where he'd be jacked up over the 8 ball.
He could do that.
I prefer not letting him see it.
Yeah. I think I'm going to try to spin the cue ball down behind the 9, but he's not doing that. He's playing the ball. He's playing it, yep. And he's going to get
He's got away with it. You can see
I think
it.
Rick can see the edge of it.
And this here, it's if you can see enough of it to make it, you go for the shot.
Oh, sure.
You get a shot,
Yeah.
and if you don't make it,
It's like a two-way.
yeah, you end up probably safe. You just got to be, because the cue ball is going to be heading down towards that 8-6 probably.
Yeah, and if he makes it, he's almost guaranteed a shot on the 6.
Let's see if I can get Jeremy to turn off that the auto light. That's why it keeps going light and dark when they walk in front of the camera with his black shirt.
Gotcha.
The camera picks up the black and it brightens it. So the automatic light exposure is on the camera. Oh, he hit it too good.
Yep.
Missed it too good. It just sits in front of the hole for your opponent.
Mm-hmm.
So now this you have to either, follow it forward with some inside English or 3 rails around, drag it out of this other corner towards, you want to go past the center of the table. He's going to get away with this maybe. Oh, no. But I didn't like that shot.
No, I liked what you said the first time. You spin it out 3 rails, or 2 rails actually.
Yeah. Yeah, you spin it out of this bottom corner 2 rails.
Well, even if you went 3 to your 3rd rail to the side rail, you'll still be okay.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they're struggling a little bit.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure.
Well, you're playing in the Nationals. It's your first match of the tournament. You're on the stream table.
Well, and I say, every camera you put on a table, it's like adding another shim to the pocket.
Yeah. True.
Yeah, come down here getting the raffles too.
Yeah. Boy, and if you need any kind of pool paraphernalia, cues, cases, other stuff, this is a place to be now. The room is lined with vendors, and they've got everything.
Yeah.
You know, pool apparel, you name it, it's here.
Yeah, you need to talk to some people because of your business or what,
Yeah.
you know, they're all here.
Diamond Rep is here, so if you want to buy a table. Chinese 8-ball tables on display.
The race on.
No, the Chinese 8-ball.
Oh.
They're down at the end of the room. I don't think they got their tables here yet. They had them last year.
Yeah,
Joy, I think, is the company name. Joy or something like that. But they make the Chinese 8-ball tables.
And of course, Tiger.
Oh,
who
yeah.
is our,
They're always here.
they're the tournament sponsor, right? The main tournament sponsor.
They're one of them, yeah. I think Omega Billiards is a sponsor as well.
I got to get that list of sponsors.
Yeah, we should get a list of the sponsors so we know what we're talking about.
Yeah, well, I was told that Tiger is the main one. That's why there's a couple of commercials that they normally run that we won't be running because of that. No, he tried to get it down in there behind the 8 and it didn't stop behind the 8, but you left him.
Left him tough. Got a long bank, which is difficult when you're shooting off the cushion.
Yeah, he's got like maybe an inch and a half off of the rail. But
it's kind of an awkward distance, though, you know.
Yeah. And
Off the 8 ball.
Off the 8 and oh
look
no!
at
Look at this! Look at that love. That's why you gotta love this game. It's so much luck. It's what makes it exciting for everybody too.
Yeah.
You can run 8 balls and miss one, and your opponent wins. And yeah, Rick's kind of like, what? Well, I guess the storm has stopped because the lights haven't been dimming down.
Yeah, I looked on my phone earlier and it was raining. That was a while ago. Let's see. No, it's still raining out there.
We must still be having problems with our audio in the rooms. No, he hit it, and almost made the ball.
And he got fairly lucky on the leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, these guys are beating this 6-ball around a lot.
I wonder if he's going to try and cut this in. It looks like it. He's looking at the cut. Maybe. No, he's looking at kicking it.
He's going to kick it.
Pardon me. I am never a big fan. I do it every once in a while, but I am never a big fan of kicking at a ball you can see.
Yeah. Well, I would have thought he would have just thinned it on the left side and brought the cue ball up table and left the 6 up in the neighborhood of where it's at now.
Yeah.
Or maybe even a little further over to where you're hooked. Now, Rick's got basically the same situation. If I was him, I'd be thinning the left side of the 6 and 2-railing the cue ball down here behind these balls.
Yeah, using the 7/8
just hit
blockers.
The 6 real thin so it stays there on the end rail. But
yeah, cut the paint off of it.
That's what I would do.
It looks like it's what Rick's looking at. He seems to be a pretty fairly knowledgeable player for shots and things like that.
Well, he's actually a better player than what he's shown us here in this match, too. I've known him for about 30 years. He's from Juneau, Alaska. I'm from Alaska.
I did not know that.
Yeah, born and raised in Anchorage.
I imagine Jay's probably going to go for this bank here on the 6.
Yep.
He likes to go for shots. Rick seems to be the one that's more into laying up safeties and stuff.
I ran into Rick in the hall last night.
It's in the hole.
And nice shot. And he told me that he has not been playing much pool. So it's fairly evident because I've seen him play a lot better.
Yeah. Well, and it may be too, that why he's laying up so many safes when you're a better player and you're struggling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'm not getting out here. I gotta play
Try
safe.
not
I
to
gotta
take
play
any
safe.
chances. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't slit your own throat.
Yep.
Is this gonna bounce up for it? All three of them in the same. Gonna finish with all three of them in the same hole. And just follow this to the rail and back out. Even if you come to the 9 up in the corner, even.
Yeah.
He's going to come out a couple rails for it.
Well, the path the cue ball is going to take off this 9 is a little bit dangerous.
Yeah,
he can draw out of it.
That's what he's doing. He's queuing up to draw it. Oh, and
he hit it low, but he didn't draw it.
No, well, he dropped his arm when he went through, and he
Yep.
actually ended up hitting center ball.
He got a little fortunate there. Anyway, Jay's up 4-2 now in a race to 5, so he's on the hill and he's breaking.
Is it still not working? Is it still not working?
What it is that out, whatever this is plugged into, I don't think it's sending out any.
Down should be on. Let me see if I can get Rick to get something up here. I'll be right back.
Okay. Jay's leading 4-2 in a race to 5. He's breaking. I'm sure he would like nothing more than to make the 9 on the break. Good break. Made 4 balls on the break, and he's got a shot at the 2. That was a crazy good break. Sherry left to run down Jeremy to try to get him up there. They're trying to get the, I think it's the audio. There's no sound in the rooms. Well, Jay Scratch, Rick ball in hand with a chance to win this game and extend the match. Balls are sitting fairly good. Trying to decide what he wants to do about the 4 ball, where he wants to get with the cue ball. Just slide to the side rail there and shoot it up in the corner. Just pop your cue ball to the side rail, short of the side pocket. Should be about straight in on the 5. Looks like that's what he's doing. Perfectly executed. Looks So 5 straight into the corner, he can basically just stop his cue ball or maybe pull it back about 2-3 inches, and then he can shoot the 6 in the corner and have an angle to pop out to the middle for the 9. Yeah, he went forward. Well, that'll work too. He's got an angle where he can pocket the 6, cue ball bounce off the side rail for a shot on the 9. Is he drawing this ball? Nope. That's nicely done. Okay. Rick wins that game. It's 4-3, and he's trailing 4-3 in a race to 5, and he's breaking. It's 4-3.
So this here, right click on it for the score.
Oh.
Right here. Okay. Update.
Show me, where do you right click on?
On starboard.
Starboard, okay.
Just right click on that and then configure.
Yeah.
And then whatever you want to change.
Yeah. Okay. Rick won that game. He's trailing 4-3, and it's his break. So
His break, he's playing for a little golden cheese right here.
yep. Well, Jay broke the last game. He made 4 balls on the break, and he had a good shot on the 2 ball, and he missed the 2, and then Rick ran out.
Oh, my.
Yep. So
And this looks like a dry break. And
balls
everything
are-
wide open.
yep.
Just got to be careful with that. You know, if you do have to play the 4-8 combination, where the 4 is going to be able. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But we got to get to there first.
True.
Well, he's got a nice shot on the 1. It looks like he could probably just draw back some for the 2.
Draw back to where the cue ball's sitting right now.
Yeah, even a little bit further.
Maybe a hair further. Yeah.
There we
That'll
go.
work.
Now you got to be really careful here. Movement fouls are, BCA rules, CSI rules, so there are movement fouls. Like if you move more than 1 ball,
Right.
you move a ball, and like if you'd have moved the 5 there and the cue ball came back and hit it, or where it used to be, those are it's not all ball fouls, there's movement fouls. So when you're stretched out over 3 or 4 balls like that, you got to be really careful.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like Rick can hit the outside of this 2 to come off of it. And he was able to.
Left himself jacked up.
Jacked up and the wrong angle a
Yep.
little bit. He's going to be going in between that 6-9 if he goes forward with this. He can't. Jack up draw is your accuracy is so low with that shot.
Yep.
I might even, because of where he is, just thin the 3 to the rail back over and let the cue ball run back down
Yeah.
table.
Looks to me like he's going forward.
Yeah, he is. He's going for the shot. And can he see the edge of it?
Maybe. I think so.
Yeah, looks like he can see the edge of this. That's all he needs to
Looks
make
like
that.
he can see more than I thought he could. I think he can make that 8 ball.
Yeah, and because it looks like he is going to have to hit the 8 into the point. Just hit it easy with a little pop off speed.
Yeah, you don't want to jam it hard where it'll just pop off of that, because you can make the ball off the point if it's gentle.
Yeah, just hits it and it catches the lip. That's the one, where there isn't a really deep shelf in the side pockets. Yeah, he's looking to see where where the cue ball's going to go, where the 4 ball's going to go.
He got his jump cue.
He must not be able to see it like we think
Boy,
he can.
for our overhead look, it sure looked like he
Yeah,
could.
he could. And that ball's in the hole. Nope. I thought he was going to scratch. Just barely missed the scratch and come out. He's got a shot.
Yeah.
There's a backward cut, cutting into what we call a blind hole because you're not looking down the throat of the hole there. And it does make it a little bit harder. You have to rely on your, what spot you've picked.
I think you just cue it a little low and go between the 5 and the 9, and pop out for the 5 and the side.
Yep. So I like drawing to the side and back out for this one instead of going forward. That 9 ball is huge.
Just like
that. Now he's going to...
He would have liked to have had some angle to where he could come down to the sand rail for the 6.
Yeah, he can't even go up table with this angle.
You might, situations like this, sometimes you just take what the table gives you, just roll the 5 in. 6 is a very makeable shot from about where the 5's sitting.
Yeah, he just lets
and
the
it's
cue ball.
just a matter of pocketing the 6 ball and going up table and out a little bit. 7's close to a hole.
Yeah, it looks like he's trying to draw under the 9 for this a little bit. He's drawing this ball. And I know you can draw down to the end rail from there. There's
why you sometimes just take what the table gives you instead of trying to create something.
And he shot that to the furthest part of the hole that he could, too, to be able to make that angle. And just to the rail and back out.
Yep.
I mean, if he'd have landed there or somebody would have left him there, he'd have probably shot it in, no problem, run out. We always want to try to get better and get that perfect shape, and it comes up to bite you.
You don't need to all the time.
The pool gods try to tell you. And I have been told that there is not an 11 o'clock match.
There is not.
There is not.
Okay, so we'll get back on schedule then, basically, as far as the streaming goes. Okay.
And they're going to try and get this situation resolved during the break, where we can get the volume into the hotel rooms. I just think it's awesome. I said it's something that we talked about doing when we stream tournaments, because we have a because we have a TriCaster and stuff like that, to be able to put stuff into the. They have their own hotel channels. They all do.
Yep.
And, if you're putting up money, you want people to know. You want them to come in here and do things and stuff. And what better way than to let them watch what's going on?
Yep. Well, Jay's got a ball in hand with 3 balls left on the table.
Yeah, and on the hill.
And he's on the hill.
Okay. I don't... See, he's going across his line here with the angle that he's taking on the 6. He's going to go across his line for the 7.
Yeah.
Unless he slides off of it like he did earlier in the match.
This works, but and this is just personal preference, I would have done the other way. I would have left myself an angle on the 6 ball and just cut it in and just naturally go down.
Yeah, and it's almost on the line, too.
It's almost perfect shape, natural shape.
Yeah, and now Rick didn't think he was getting back to the table.
Nope.
Yep. And if you're, I don't know if you haven't played BCA in a while or whatever, see people wearing shorts. It's one of the rules that Nationals changed because of when they changed the time of year.
When we moved to July, it's so hot outside.
Yeah, you're allowed to wear like cargo pants, shorts like he's wearing here, but you're not supposed to be wearing like Bermuda shorts or swimming trunks or
no cutoff.
No cutoff.
Kind of
So
thing,
no.
Just look decent. Well, it looks like we're going to get a hill-hill match.
Yep. Yeah, stay down. This is when you do shoot, pause, freeze, something like that.
Yep.
Pause, shoot, freeze. Yeah.
Okay, we got a hill-hill match, and Jay's breaking.
Getting all your money's worth. For that free stream.
Yep. And we'll be streaming for
11 days, 10 days. What is it? 10
Oh,
days?
yeah, it's at least 10. Might be, let's
The
see,
19th through the 29th.
11 days.
Yep. First 2 days are the 9-ball.
Yeah, today's Wednesday. Friday, the Scotch doubles, Dutch doubles, Scotch doubles starts. And Saturday, the singles 8-ball starts. And then Tuesday starts the next Tuesday starts the 9-ball teams, and Wednesday the 8-ball teams.
Yeah, and then you have the 8-ball, 9-ball, 10-ball challenge that are running along
Yep.
with those as well.
We'll have a lot of pros playing.
Yep.
And I'm going to imagine we'll probably get a few of those matches. CSI will be the main streaming for the challenge events.
Yeah, I was told, but, you know.
But there's going to be 64 player. They're going to, who knows how many player fields, big fields.
Yeah.
So we may get some of those matches.
Bonus
as well.
coverage.
Yep. Okay, he made a ball on the break. It's got a shot on the one. It does cut, but it's a little difficult.
Yeah.
It's makeable.
It's
He
makeable.
can't bank it. 4's in the way.
Yeah, your cue ball's got to be so perfect
Yeah.
with that. That 7-ball is huge. No, it's not 7. That's got to be the 3. We're using Cyclop balls.
Yeah.
That 3-ball is huge. Oh, he's playing the bank on the 4. Oh,
And it worked. He 1-ball double kissed the 4 in.
and now look where the 2-ball ended up.
Yeah.
I think we're going to have a ref over here again to move this 2-ball and 9-ball.
I'm a little surprised he did that because I was thinking that he might just keep his cue ball. Well,
Yeah, he may still play
he
this.
may still give that 9-ball a ride.
Yeah, you hit it a little fat. It could slice it. It could, kiss off of the 8.
There's a pocket there. So
There's a huge pocket
he's not
there.
playing it, it doesn't look like. Nope,
Well,
he was
he was
playing
playing the 6-ball. Is it going in the side?
Maybe. He's
It's
still
in.
playing. Yep.
Still shooting. That's a wonderful game of 9-ball, ladies
Yeah.
and gentlemen.
There's been a lot of talk over the years. Well, the CSI should change the 9-ball rules to call shot, and 9-ball doesn't count on the break. But
Well, see, I like that if you're racking your own because,
Yeah.
you and I can get up there. I can leave that 9-ball loose and fire that 9 in all day long on the break.
Yep.
So for the bottom 2 not to count, which they started
Yeah.
in California half dozen years ago or whatever, we're using that out in Michigan, even for our pool league, for our
Mhm.
BCA league. The bottom 2 pockets, corners don't count
Yep.
on the rack your own, and I'm hoping that eventually they do go to that. I don't know if they will, but
Yeah. Well, since 10-ball's a real popular game now and it's a call shot game, Mark Griffin feels that he didn't, it's all 9-ball's always been what it is, and he's just doesn't want to change it,
yeah.
and that's okay.
Yeah, no, well, and it is. It's something, the reason why the people like it is because of the people sitting at home,
Mhm.
is because of that luck factor. It makes it exciting.
Yep.
And I say, just because I make 8 balls doesn't mean I
Yep.
win the game.
Well, if you want to play a no-luck game or very little luck game, play 10-ball
1 pocket.
or 1 pocket. Yeah.
Go get lessons from Tony Chohan. Or not. I was so amazed with some of the shots that man
Oh,
took.
he's got no fear.
Yeah,
He
well,
fires at
yeah, and
everything.
that's a lot of people online. They were saying how how they couldn't believe and he got lucky that those balls went.
That's his style of play.
Yeah, well, he
And
has
he's-
faith in his game.
Absolutely. He has the utmost confidence that he can make those crazy shots, and he does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, let's see. What do you think about just rubbing the 2 and sending the cue ball in between the 5, 8? I mean, you got to hit it real thin, but
Well, that's fine. He doesn't want to try anything crazy and leave the table wide open.
yeah. And Rick does, he seems to be the more
Yeah.
where I know I can't do something here. I'm going to play safe.
Yeah. There is a combination there, but you have to hit the 2-ball really thin
Yeah.
to make the 5. I mean, I suppose it's makeable, but I'm not sure I'd want to take that chance. No, he's playing it safe. And that worked out pretty good. Jay can see the edge of the 2 ball, but doesn't really have a pocket for it. He can't cross bank it into the side. I don't think the 3 ball's in the way.
Yeah. For those of you watching, if you didn't know, we have the DVR abilities enabled on the stream. Miss something, you can rewind up to 4 hours on the stream.
Wow. I didn't know that.
To go back and watch. You just hover your cursor over the bottom of your screen, little red progress arrow or bar will show up, and you move it backwards or forwards, you know, to go back and find up to 4 hours.
Wow.
Means you could also pause it, just like the DVR at your home.
About the only thing you can't do is record it.
Nope, you cannot record. But they will be taking these matches, dividing them up, and putting them back up for you to go watch it again at a later date. Of course, it'll be after everything is done here because there's so much going on. There just isn't time to do that.
Yeah.
So be patient. And I'm sure Jeremy will have everything up as soon as he can for everybody.
Yep. First match of the day. There's just like the players. It's kind of like there's growing pains. Got to get in stroke. Get all the small problems ironed out.
Yep. Hope everything's coming through all right for everybody.
Well, these guys been missing a little bit, but they're not really leaving a whole lot when they do miss. We're at 4-4 and a race to 5, so this game is for the match.
Yeah. Winner goes on to the winner. He keeps on the winner's side, and loser gets to
moves on to the one-loss side where it's a longer road to the final.
A grind. You get twice as much play for your money.
Yes.
It looks like he's going to have to. He's kicking it. Can he see the 2, or is he kicking at it? I think he's.
I think he can see it. Yeah.
Yeah. I think he went a little aggressive there with thinking that he was going to leave a safe, but his speed's just a little bit too quick.
Well, he left Rick a shot.
Yeah, well, Rick got down like he was, like that way he got up and kind of threw his hand, you know, kind of like he was hooked, like the 9 ball just barely has him.
I don't think it. Well, you know, I'm looking at the overhead.
He's going and got his jump cue.
Yep, I guess so.
Well, he can see the ball, maybe he just can't make it.
Yeah.
Because because I'm drawing, straight line from the cue ball to the 2, he can see the ball.
He's going to go back up and make it in that same corner.
Nope. It's in front of the hole. There's another one. Nobody wants to do anything silly. Doesn't want to, trying everything to not let the other guy get an advantage. This is one of the hardest games.
Oh, good shot.
Very nice shot. Is it going to bounce off that? That is a really nice shot. That the first game and the last game, the 2 hardest to win.
Yep.
I know. Accustats did a thing.
Pat Fleming, yep.
Yeah, where they figured out, they had a percentage was pretty good of how often the person who wins the first game wins the match.
Oh, wow.
And it's something like 80% of the time, the guy who wins the first game ends up winning the match.
80%.
That was-
That's a big percentage.
Yeah, that was what they came up with going through. This was
Wow.
This was probably 8 years ago or
Yeah.
10 years ago, when they were still doing a lot of their matches and stuff. And
I
they
would
said-
never guess that percentage would be that high.
I didn't either. You know, I come back from a lot of matches losing the first
Mhm.
game. And but yeah, they said I think it was something like 75-80% of the time that the
Wow.
person who wins the first game wins the matches on their stuff. And I thought that was pretty phenomenal number.
Yeah. Well, he's sitting pretty good. I think he's
Yeah,
got a
he's
little bit
pretty
of an angle where he can actually, he's probably be better off
Just pull it back a couple inches.
pull it back a couple inches, and I think he's got a little angle where he can pop it away from the cushion of hair
Yeah, and he just walked
and
over
just shoot it up in the corner.
Yeah, and that's what he just looked at too. Yeah, that's what he's
Don't
doing.
try to do anything crazy. Just take what you got there.
Yeah, just pop it off just
Yep.
a little bit backwards.
Ooh,
That's okay. He's straight in the other corner now.
he is, but I would much rather be shooting at this the left corner there with the cue ball
Oh.
off the cushion.
Oh, absolutely. And this is, he's not straight in. He's got that just
Yeah.
barely got an angle that you end up shooting it straight in a lot of time.
This is more difficult than it had to be.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you're a little nervous, so you overstroke, you know. You don't want to.
Well, yeah, that does. Muscles start firing. Uh-oh, he's missed it. And is it going to kiss for... it's not an easy shot. Being close like that, it makes it a little bit easier, that angle. But that also opens up these side pockets, too, because he's
Yeah.
got to hit it harder.
If you hit this too hard and go across side, that pockets could come into play.
And, you know, he needs
The
to
side
hit...
pocket that he's standing over.
Yeah, and anything below center, it will
Yep.
usually pull it into those pockets.
He missed it.
He's in the
And
corner.
Did he scratch? Nope.
No.
Wow, these guys are really struggling.
Yeah. Well, I think they're both almost doing a what if or just in case. It's the way the balls are moving. It's what it seems like. You don't know that because we're not out there. We're not in their brains. But when I'm playing like this, it's because I'm playing just in case
Yeah.
and not fire the ball in the hole.
Yeah, and I think their nerves are really playing with them.
Yeah, it takes a lot of getting used to playing where anybody on the planet can watch you play. They could probably watch you play in a space
Oh, and
station
he
too.
missed the
Oh no, is it
9.
going to rub up on it and get funny? Yeah, I almost. He doesn't even. He can shoot straight off the side of that ball. Not
If he
ball
shoots
goes.
straight into that, I'm calling a ref.
Yeah. Hell,
Oh, I'm calling a
absolutely.
ref.
No, I would not.
I'm calling a ref.
Yeah. That's a good shot.
Yep. Well, Jay pulled that out.
Yeah, match
5
goes
to
to
4.
Jay.
And I think we're probably going to be back at noon if we can get everything squared away.
Yeah,
But,
we'll get to
take a little break here.
dinner time match or an afternoon
Dinner
break.
time.
Afternoon